All right, we are setting up the live streaming and we are live. Okay. Welcome online, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. As we say, this is the second members' night of the day. For those brand new people who don't know, the umbilical cord, where you get all the good juju, is the members' night you book into every week. And in there, sometimes we run sessions led by the field for different topics of training and so forth. Sometimes we have doctors come on with, some feedback about some of the ingredients. And other times, corporate runs an event. And once a month now, this has become a very good habit. We actually chuck in there an orientation. Why? Well, you would think all the diamonds are running their orientations, and they are the good ones. But there are some people who actually have, unfortunately, people who don't run them. So we're making sure there's no stragglers, there's no orphans in Neumi Worldwide, and this is the opportunity for you. So we're live streaming on Facebook and we're live streaming on YouTube for a playback for this. Happens every single month. And so in the chat, Justine, if you could just repost that, we have Wordly for today's event. That means if you're here in the Zoom room, then you can actually read along at the same time. And if you speak another language or you're saying, what on earth did that Aussie guy saying g'day mean by that? You can see the translation and Wordly and translate it to English. So we've got people online right now who are from Western Australia. We have New Zealand. We've got Canada. We've got San Diego, Indonesia. Welcome. And by the way, that music we were playing at the start, credit goes to the Indonesians. They always have the funkiest songs I heard at their events, and I just copied them. We got Florida. We have Chicago, Canada, Trinidad and Tobago. Texas, Ontario, Louisiana, Arizona, Alberta, Canada, Western Australia again, the Caribbean. We've got, and people are still typing, so I give up. All right. So today's session has been already done and recorded. Now, some of you might go, oh, do we get the sloppy seconds here where we actually have to watch a recording? Trust me, guys, moving forward, there's going to be sessions where I'm going to have to record stuff for this session and then play it back at other sessions as well. So, we try and accommodate for everybody, and that's why we're doing that here today. Now, I want to say this, the bluntest pencil remembers more than the sharpest mind. If you don't have a pen and paper out and you're watching this, that's saying to us a couple of things. Number one, you're going, I know it all. And know-it-alls don't do very well in network marketing. Good leaders are people who actually say, I'm always green and growing rather than ripe and rotting. So maybe I can learn something the second time, the third time, the fourth time through. And welcome online from Bogota, Colombia. So guys, I'm going to play a video, and today you're going to be hearing from initially Sergio de la Mora kicking it off, but you're going to be specifically hearing from our CEO and President, Aaron Rennert, and then you're going to be hearing from my good buddy, mentor, and fellow founding advisory board member who helped start the company with us, Alex Monterosa. And so he's going to give you some wisdom. Now, he was a crown way before I was a crown in a previous life. And I learned so much from Alex. And I want to make sure that everybody is open, like I am, to be green and growing rather than ripe and rotting when you're listening to him as well. Okay. Now, someone's typing it in Spanish, and I haven't got a clue what they're typing. So if anyone speaks Spanish, please tell them to make sure that they use the Wordly translation button in the chat. And we'll get the session underway.
It's very important to have that opportunity for members as they enroll and as they get going with Neumi. We've seen a lot of growth, and this allows us to also be your partners in making sure you have the right tools, you know where to go, and also give you an idea of what we're all about. We want to make sure you have those steps that you need to take to build your foundation here at Neumi and achieve the goals that you want to achieve. So with this, if you haven't done so, please connect to Wordly. I am going to actually give the honor to pass our recognition portion at this time to our wonderful CEO, Aaron Rennert, who I'm going to welcome. We've had 4 new diamonds in the month of May, 1 in Spain, 3 in Italy. I was so happy to see this. And I know we're going to have some more. So I want to bring on Aaron now to get this portion. And as soon as you're done with that, Aaron, I am going to also recognize all of the May rank advancements. So without further wait, let's welcome Mr. Aaron Rennert to the call, who is here with us, ready to go, and very excited to be here with all of you. Aaron, welcome.
Hi, Sergio. Hello, everybody. I'm absolutely ecstatic to be here with you, and there's a reason for that. One of the things is that it's always fun and enjoyable for me to co-host a meeting with Alex Monterosa, our Double Crown, and he's just absolutely spectacular when it comes to engagement with the psychology of the plan and understanding how we get people started and all that good stuff. And so I really would ask all of you to reach out to those people, especially your newest people that have come into the organization over the last, say, 30, 60, 90 days, and invite them to this meeting, Neumi.tv. There's still time for them to get in. What an opportunity for them to learn a little bit more about the steps that are necessary for them to be successful. And we really want to give everybody this opportunity. Especially when you've got thousands of people that have just started, you want to give them the opportunity to really get started the right way. And so this is important for me to let you guys know. Let's get them in here, let's get them engaged, and let's let them know exactly how they can get started to do really, really well, just like many of these that we're going to talk about today. So I'm excited to talk a little bit about some of our new diamonds. We have got some incredible people that have just really taken off and started running. And so I was excited when Sergio talked to me about our new diamonds the other day, mentioned to me that we have a few that have just that have just hit diamond. And I was with many of these people literally 2.5 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. So what an opportunity for me. But the first one, Manoli, I've got to say, what an incredible story that we heard from Manoli while we were in Valencia, Spain. She was able to give us a testimonial and help us with a lot of info about her background, her experience, and why she has really taken off. And it's because of the product, folks. It's not only the product, obviously, she's helping people learn how to do the business, but her testimonial with the product is unbelievable. And at some point, I would love it if all of you could hear from Manoli and have her give you a little bit of an insight into what happened for her. And it really started with Marco's daughter, Sarah, that kind of drove her to understand and learn a little bit more about what had happened and how she could use the product to help her in some of the ways that she was learning about from the field. So again, congratulations, Manoli, on hitting diamond. A job well done. Now let's go to the next person, Sergio. So we've got Jennifer. Jennifer and her husband have done a phenomenal job at promoting and creating a lot of the branding and a lot of the videos. I mean, they've done a great job, and that's her husband's background. But Jennifer, congratulations! It was fun seeing you in Verona just a few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago. And so it was great to see you. It was great to see your growth and for the chance that you're seeing with your team and helping them understand and organize so that they can be even better prepared to grow and continue to see new diamonds within your leadership. And so it's fun for me to give you that accolade because I'm telling you, you are an incredible leader. It's been fun to get to know you over the course of 2 meetings that I've been on, as well as other Zooms. So congratulations to Jennifer. Congratulations. Well done. Next one is Bruno. And Bruno, hey, again, what an opportunity to give some shout outs to Bruno, his incredible passion for Numi, his passion for his people. His team is growing just unbelievably well. But because of Bruno, we're seeing great growth in Italy. As a matter of fact, Italy's taken off and run like I've never seen a country run before. So we're going to see if we can hold on tight to these guys. But the fact is, again, congratulations, Bruno. You and your team have done a spectacular job of really promoting Numi and helping people understand not only the product, but the opportunity for the financial rewards as well. So again, congratulations on a job well done hitting diamond. In the next one, we've got Alessandro. Now I think on my desk here, I've got two books. Just so happens I have them sitting here, but Alessandro's written two books on glutathione and on some of these incredible formulas that we have and the ingredients and how we can actually deliver those to the cell. And so he has done a phenomenal job. As a matter of fact, he ran the doctor's panel that we had while Steve and I were in Verona. And it was amazing to see the doctors that we have that have joined Numi that are so passionate and so sold out. But it's because of people like Alessandro who have done an amazing job of promoting and capturing the brains and the knowledge base of these incredible doctors. So again, congratulations to all of you and a job well done. So Sergio, are you going to take it back now and recognize the rest of the or spotlight the rest of these individuals?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that now, Aaron. Give me just 1 second. Actually, Aaron, let's close that on a sweet note when you close the call today. I'm going to share a special recognition highlight video for all of the recognitions this month, and we'll get your presentation up now.
Okay, sounds good. Well, so everybody, as I mentioned earlier, one of the big things that I see is that when you've got thousands of people joining every month into Neumi, the most important part of our jobs is to support these individuals coming in that have made a big sacrifice and a big commitment to be a part of Neumi going forward. And we talk about the community that we've been building. As a matter of fact, when I've been spending time in different parts of the world representing Neumi, representing the things that are so important to us, the passions that we have, etc. It's been interesting because as I meet these new individuals that have just gotten started, just getting to know Neumi, their passion, their commitment, their decision to be a part of this is incredible. And it's what really drives me. And so as I talk about, I've mentioned this a number of times, but even with the opportunity to recognize a few of our new diamonds, Manoli, Bruno, Jennifer, and then of course Alessandro, what an opportunity for me to get to know them in meetings that I had in Bologna not too long ago, and then with Manoli in different meetings that we've had in Spain and different meetings that we've had in different parts of the world to really get to know her and her team as well, and the opportunity to really understand what people are doing and how they can continue to develop and create and really drive that behavior. Now, I'll tell you this, which is interesting, is that we've got some real opportunity for growth as we continue to come up on the summit. And one of the things that I'm excited about getting ready for the summit in Barcelona this year is that we've got a lot of people that are going to be recognized, a lot of people that are excited about where Neumi is going in the future and some of these new enhancements to the plan and the website, of course, new products. What can Hydrostat deliver? Well, we're continuing to show you guys what we can do and how we can do it to continue to develop our product line into those products that really do something spectacular and monumental for the people that are taking them. And so one of the things that I love as I travel around the world is getting to know some of you, learning about your backgrounds, learning about your experiences, learning about your future. What are you looking to accomplish? Where are you looking to go as you continue to build and develop your organizations? And as you continue to develop yourself, where does that personal growth take you? And so I always ask people as we get started, and so I would ask now, Sergio, we can pull those slides up if you're ready, is that there are a number of things that we talk about when we talk about the 5 steps to success. And so I'm excited to take this first front end from Alex, which would normally be as he gets started, he gives us an incredible overview on the psychology of this business, of this industry. And so that's a great opportunity for us to really learn more about how we take those first steps. How do we get started in the business? What are the first steps, 1, 2, 3, and then where do we go from there? But the 5 steps to success is really our opportunity to start growing and start learning how to get our business started. And when I say business, I really mean business. It's how do we get that first 5 steps going? Because when we start this business, we need to know what it is that we're doing, how we're going to get there, and how we're going to start helping, again, through that duplication process, get people going or at least started in the right direction. So again, Sergio, if we've got those slides ready to start advancing. One of the things that we're recognizing is that I always ask people this one question as I start off any meeting when it's coming to training. And that first question that I always ask is, are you in business? And so I always ask that. I have people raise their hand. Are you in business? And the reason that I want people to ask that question of themselves is that if you're in business, I want you to treat it like a business. I want you to think about this industry that can create business leaders like yourself. Any one of you can create or can become a business leader. And so the relationship is, how do I teach you how to take the first steps that are necessary to get started in your business and to be profitable in your business? And then all of that psychology that Alex will go through will really embed in you what you need to do to start creating that duplication. Some of that duplication that starts will really drive you into your future of a sustainable foundation that's ready. So as we talk about who's in business. Well, let's start using some of the business terms that are important for us. Like, for instance, return on investment. When we start our business, we've got to make an investment. And how do we get the return on the investment? That's what we'll talk about right now. So the return on investment is really simple. We want to figure out the best way and the fastest way to get your money back in your pocket. If you've made an investment, it means you've made a sacrifice. Whatever that sacrifice looks like for you, it could be about 100 points that you're in a business to get started. You have to be profitable. You don't want to be negative. So we always talk about being in the black, not in the red, if you use traditional accounting principles. And then really, it's just getting started with four of the people that you want to work with. Four of those hand-picked individuals that you want to get started with, that you want on your team. And because of the welcome bonus being at 25%, it really gives you that foundation to start getting back your return on your investment with those first four people. So let's go to that first slide, Sergio, and we'll show you this how the 25% welcome bonus works, because it's really simple. As I go out, I want to look for the people that match my energy. I want to look for the people that I can work with, that I believe are, have the same interests, the same style, the same passions, the same goals, the same interests, so that as we get started, we can really lock arms and really link up and start working closely together, so that as time goes on, we can help each other continue to progress and have success in this industry. So as we get started, let's start with those first four people. Now, I've always said, and I've used this example in the past, the great thing about this industry is I get to work with the people that I want to. I get to choose those people, and I get to make sure that, again, they are the people that I want to help. I want to make sure that they are part of my organization. I believe that they have some skills that maybe I don't have. And so I really want to look for people that can help augment or enhance my levels in certain areas that I may not have, but I want that background or that experience. It's why I love the Achieve trips. And part of our cadence as an annual basis is that at Achieve, we learn about our personalities. And some of us have different personalities. And so we want people to learn about personalities so that we can use the strengths and overcome the weaknesses of those people on our team. So again, getting started with the first four people at 25%, all we need to do is enroll those first four people at or above the same amount that we came in at. And it will give us the ability to get to our first, again, return on our investment. So if I've invested 100, I'm going to bring four people in at or above $100, and those people will end up now giving me my return on my investment. Next slide. So the next part of this is that, and I've always said this for the time that I've learned about the industry, is that how do I get my product for free? Because ultimately, if I'm in business, I always want to be profitable. And so if I'm in business, I want to make sure that my dollars that I'm currently investing into my business are covering my product every month that I'm going to currently have as a part of, again, my solution for a healthy way of life. So again, the goal is to cover your monthly product cost. And how do we do that? Well, we've got to start off by understanding the plan a little bit. By understanding the plan, you've got a unilevel portion. That unilevel portion is at 7%, again, with the power of three bonus at $50. And again, some of you may have heard that we're going to make some adjustments to that part of the plan. The beauty is that what we go through today doesn't change anything. As a matter of fact, it gives you everything that we currently have in the way that the structure of the plan is based. So again, we need to make sure that we've got enough volume within our organization to cover that $100 a month that we're currently spending on our product. And that makes sure that your business is running profitably or in the black, as we mentioned. So next slide. So we've got these individuals that we brought in. Remember, we brought in four people to get started. So those four people are already on our first level. They're starting to work, and they're starting to build, and they're starting to grow their business. So as we've got those first individuals that are, again, those first three. Those are locked into our power of three now and in the future. So the beauty is that $50 bonus continues to stay static. It gives us the ability to be in the right place, right time with the right people. Now we've got our first three that, again, are making up that, again, $50 power of three bonus. So we've already got our $50. Next step. Now we've got our fourth individual, remember, that we brought in to cover the cost of our initial investment. So now the next step is we've got $28 in the unilevel commissions, but we've already started duplicating. And so by duplicating, we've started to see that those individuals that we're teaching how to get their first $50, how to get their return on their investment, you've now got individuals coming in. So you've got, again, three people that have come in, you've got two people under your second person, you've got one person under your third. Now you're at $120 in your monthly commissions just with that number of people. Think about that, folks. That number of people in your organization in totality has 10 people currently spending at least $100 a month. You're going to cover the cost of your product. So you're not going to be in the deficit anymore. So these are your drivers. These are the reasons why you're running. These are the things that are going to keep you above that level, that threshold, if you will, where you want to be, or you want to make sure that you've got the dollars associated. Now, one of the things that I want you to think about is how do you keep duplicating beyond this? Because our ultimate next step is to get you to a lifestyle change. So as we go through that lifestyle change, we're really talking about something that Tony Robbins years and years and years ago talked about, and that was that if the average family or if the average household could have an additional $500 a month come into their household, what would that change for them? Well, it would change a lot. It would give them a complete lifestyle change. So let's look at some of the details behind it, because ultimately that's what we're going for. We're going to drive this detail back to the people so that they really understand how they can make a big lifestyle change in their lives, in their families' lives, or in their significant others' lives, or in just their personal lives. That lifestyle change is effective and across the board. And I always tell people lifestyle change doesn't mean what some people may think it means. I always talk about the fact that when Steve and I first got together, Steve Scott, Steve and I talked about the fact that a lot of people have these dream boards. And up on these dream boards, they have all these amazing things, an airplane, a yacht, a mansion, a new car, maybe a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, vacations, these beautiful holidays, etc. And I used to say to Steve, these are so unrealistic. People are just, right now, most people that I know are looking to pay their utility bills. They're looking to pay their rent. They're looking to pay their mortgage. They're looking to pay their car payment, their insurance, food for the family, etc. Those are the people that I know and associate with. So what we really want to do is help people understand that let's get down to the basics. If you want to grow and you really want to build, and Alex is going to talk to you about that a little bit later, but if you really want to build this into something massive, something monumental, you can. But what I will tell you is that what you really want to focus on are the basic steps to get you into a sustainable foundation that you know is very structured and does very good. And that's exactly why this portion of this works so well, because now you have an opportunity to give yourself that chance to really start building, but also helping the people that have joined your team start doing the same, because your goal is to help them achieve those levels of success that you're looking to achieve. So as we start this new part of the plan, if you will, we're going to show you a little bit on how to actually achieve the $250 Power of Three bonus, because now it becomes very simple. You're not relying on anybody else but yourself. Your goal is to help yourself continue to build out your organization by bringing in more and more people, filling out your organization, identifying those individuals in your team, on your team, that need to be blessed. If I have somebody that's working hard and I want to put somebody underneath them, we're going to show you how to do that here. So again, as we get started, now you've got your 3 individuals, your 6 individuals, and your 9 individuals that have made up those people that you've personally brought into the business, but now you're placing them in your organization. So click on that next one, Sergio. Click on it one more time for me, because we're going to show you, as you've gotten your first 3 people, those people are static. Now they're locked in. They're part of your first Power of 3. Your second step, as you click that again, is going to show you where the additional people are. So now I've got one, again, my people that I put in my organization. I've got my 4 people on my front line. I've now put 2 new people into my second level organization to bless those people above me, just above, those individuals that are below me, but just above those people that I placed. Those people are now in. Now the second or the third click here shows you where now I've got an additional 3 more people that I've added into, again, my 3 legs that I've got, my 4th leg that I've got, and now 1 level down on my 3rd level underneath my first Power of 3 person. So again, what you can see is that now I've hit my $250 in my Power of 3. I've also got $252 in my unilevel commission, making it a total of $502, which is giving me the ability to see an incredible amount of success, an incredible amount of opportunity in front of me, because now my lifestyle change happens. I'm starting to see that the things that I'm doing on a daily basis are changing the way that people see the business, and they're starting to see that they can cover the cost of their product. They got their return on their investment. They're starting their duplication model, and now we're starting to work on putting people in a position where people are being placed in the organization, creating a better foundation for success in the future, and then giving you the ability to start hitting those targets that you've set out for yourself, because ultimately that's what you want to do in that next step. So the next step is, what are my targets? Well, in the new plan, as we start to get into the new rank goals, those targets are your ranks. And you want to use those targets to run up the ranks as you continue to drive. So your rank goals will give you the ability to have more purpose as you're starting to build your organization. You'll see that there's a level of influence, there's a level of impact, and there's a different level of income that comes with it as well. And so what you want to do is start setting your goals to hit those targets, because those targets come with a reward, every single one of those targets. So now the opportunity to start running up those ranks so that you can continue to hit those targets. As you hit those targets going up, you'll continue to earn more and more and more money, but your organization will continue to develop. Your foundation of your people will continue to develop, and that organization will be stronger than it's ever been as a result of what you're trying to build with your team. Again, making it a total team environment and building out your community, because that is what people are looking for. So again, you always want to make sure that your goals are tied and become tangible when tied to a rank, which I call a target. I don't actually call a rank a goal. I call it a target, because that target is moving. It's the next step is the next rank. So you're always reaching for those next ranks. Now, the step number 5 is your personal income goal. That is something that you should sit down with the people that have brought you into the business, that have helped you with some accountability, that have helped you with some mentorship, those people that are coaching you along. You want to use your personal income goals to help you achieve whatever it is that you're trying to achieve as you continue to build out and grow your business. So again, as you're looking at that, you can use the 90-day success planner that we send out with every new email that goes out. It's an opportunity for you to start setting your goals. What do you want to achieve in your first level of performance with Neumi? What do you want to achieve in your second level, your third level, your fourth level, so that as you continue to build and develop, you're continuing to hit some of these goals that you've set out along with the targets. But really what you're looking for is not the bonus targets. You know, a rank advancement bonus is just a one-time bonus. What you're really looking for is to build that sustainable growth in your organizational volume, so your revenue and your commissions continue to grow with it. So again, you're not looking at a one-time bonus, because one-time bonuses are paid out and they're gone. What you're really looking for is, how do I continue to develop my organization so that my commissions match up with the growth, and it matches up with what my vision for my lifestyle is about. So again, whether it's $1,000 you're looking for a month, or it's $10,000, or maybe it's just that $500, or maybe it's $100 just covering the cost of your product every month. That's your decision. It's what I love about this industry, is that there's no box for any one of you. Nobody can place you in a box. So as you're looking to build your personal income goals, it's your decision. But what I will tell you is that you've got to make it somewhat on paper, give yourself the ability to really look at how you're going to achieve it, because you've got to start working again with your coaches and your mentor, the person that's helping you achieve that level of success, because they'll give you a lot of the shortcuts to get there. What does it take to get there? How many people do I need to have in my organization? And so I've told this story a number of times. I'll tell it again. But there was a person that I met with years ago as I went through the 5 steps to success. And I always ask people, is anybody willing to share their story with us? Or is anybody willing to share their income goal? Or is there anybody willing to share a testimonial? Well, this one person, as we were going through it on their personal income goals, raised their hand. And she said, I would love to share my income goal. Well, we had another person that had shared that they wanted to make $500 a month, another person that they wanted to make $1,000 a month, and then this person wanted to make $10,000 a month. And of course, if any of you have heard this before, I said, tell me why you need that 10,000. She said, well, I just would love to have that money. I said, tell me why you need that money. What does that money do for you? And she said, well, it gives me $10,000 a month. I said, again, that's great. but what does it do for you? Why do you need that $10,000? She said, oh, uh, well, and she started crying. And she immediately started to get emotional. And she said, my children don't have a father. So I don't have any income but from what I'm able to bring in. She said, my children have a very difficult life. We live in the poorest area of the country that we live in, the city that we live in. We go to the most horrible school system in the country. And my children never have new clothes. They never have new shoes. They never have anything new. And she said, I just want them to have an opportunity that I never had. And I want to give them that opportunity. I want to give them a better life. I want to give them a better school system. I want to move to a better postal code, something that they can be proud of. I want to be able to give them new clothes and new shoes and make them feel like they're okay in their school and they're okay with the people that they associate with. And as she was telling us this, all of us were crying because what we realized is that there's so much more to the value of money. There's so much more to what we want to accomplish in this life than what people place a label on it. We don't want a label on what people are trying to achieve. We want the people to be passionate about what their intention is so that they can grow into that person, whatever that person looks like, as they continue to grow and have the opportunities for, again, some type of success in their life. And I always tell people success is not measured by wealth alone. Success is measured by so much more than that. Success is measured by whatever it is that you base your wealth on, whether it be being healthy, being able to get out of bed in the morning, being able to help other people, being able to give people of your time and being unselfish with those things that you want to accomplish and help them accomplish. I see so many people on this call that I've had different experiences with, and every one of you are the most unselfish people that I've met. So interested and so intentional about helping others that it's amazing. And it's a community that I believe that we've developed in Neumi, and it wouldn't have happened without you because that community is so important to people to be able to have a destination to go to with people that actually aren't judgmental, that want them to be successful, that want to celebrate and give them those celebrations whenever they do something well, and then prop them up when they're struggling with whatever it is that they may be struggling with. That's the community that we built around Neumi, and that's why you are so important to everything that we do. So again, I tell you this, the second Wednesday of every single month, we will be having this onboarding conversation about those people that have joined, giving them the best place to come so that they can learn as much as they can about Neumi, about our culture, about our community, and then those basic steps that they need to achieve in order for them to have, again, that success with Neumi. So I really appreciate everybody being on here. Remember, invite those individuals that have just gotten started. Remember to invite those people to these calls. They are so important. We'll be doing another call tonight at 6 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and they'll have the chance there. Now, beyond that, I just want to, again, remind everybody, I want to welcome you to the summit in Barcelona. It is going to be magic. We just finished a meeting a bit ago, and every one of us are on cloud nine with the things that we're announcing, with the different aspects of the plan, and as well the website, and then of course products. What you can enjoy, maybe some certain discounts on promotions there. It is going to be absolutely spectacular, and so I look forward to seeing you there. So from my side to you, thank you everybody, and I'll turn it over to Alex Monterosa now.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you for sharing. It's incredible how simple it is here at Neumi. It's incredible how everything has been systemized in a way where if you're here for the first time and this is your first time you're ever plugging into one of the Neumi trainings or the Neumi weekly calls, or if you're just checking us out because somebody told you about what we have and you want to dig in a little deeper, or if you've been around since the very beginning like I have, what I'm going to share with you is going to absolutely work, but it's going to have to be up to you. We've had some exciting information, some exciting announcements that have been given to us ahead of time with these comp plan adjustments. Do you all realize that the company just added $8,500 on your journey to Diamond from the time you start? 1 star, how much is that? $500. 2 star, $1,000, then 3-star $2,000, and then diamond $5,000. That's an extra $8,500 that were not there when I started. I will tell you this. I've analyzed the comp plan, the way it ended up being the best possible option for everyone. And I tell you that because this isn't something that was just put together over the weekend. This is something that has literally been worked on for the past year, and doing it together with the field, with the top leaders in the field. And that's why we have such an amazing opportunity now in our hands. But I've analyzed that if this comp plan would have been in effect when we launched, Aaron, I would have made a lot more money by now. But this is what you have in your hands, and this is what the company's putting in your hands. Okay, so it is very important to set one of those targets, as Aaron just showed us. You're going to have to define your target, define your why. What is it that you need to be able to get the confidence that you're in the right place at the right time? How much do you need to make? Is that an extra $200, $500? A lot of times we minimize the additional $500 that could come into our month on a monthly basis. Okay, so it is important for you to set that goal, to understand where you're headed, what that target is. A goal is a target. Now, you can't hit a goal that you can't see. So you need to be able to understand how to get there, what the requirements are, and also what the surrounding leverage you're going to have for yourself in order to get to that goal. Because one thing is having a goal, one thing is having a target, one thing is having wanting to achieve the next rank. But the next thing is what I'm going to show you, and it's what you need to do in order to go from where you're at to the next target. Okay, and that is very important. One thing is setting the target, and just because you set it, it doesn't mean you're going to hit it. Okay, you need to understand what the process entails for you to be able to get there. And ever since the very first day we launched here at Neumi, we have what's called the system. And a system isn't anything more than a proven way to do something. Okay, and why is a system a proven way? Because the system's put together by individuals with the know-how, the experience. Okay, and that know-how and experience that doesn't just allow you to be able to put a system together, but the results that you get through that experience. Because I know individuals that have been around this industry for the last 20 years and they have experience, but is that the experience you want? Are those the achievements you want? There's some individuals that have experience and a lot of it is just theory because they continue to learn what to do, but they never apply it. So it will be very important for you to apply what I'm going to share with you, because I can tell you one thing. It is the same exact thing that Karen Justice has done to get to Double Crown. It is the same very exact thing that Michael Firth has done to get to Crown. And it is the same exact thing that I continue to do and that got me to Double Crown. What I will share with you is the secret. A lot of times individuals say, okay, but there's got to be something more. There's got to be something more. And that something more is get out and do it. Make it happen for yourself, because that is the one thing that we can't do for yourself. So what I'm going to show you right now and what I'm going to share with you in the next 20 minutes, hopefully, no, it'll be 20 minutes. It's not something you haven't heard of before if you've been around our culture, but it is something that you need to understand that you are going to have to get done at some point in your life. You're going to have to go out and put the work. You're going to have to go out and do what you need to do. Okay, so 1 second. Let me get this out of the way. Ready? Let's go. Can everyone see it fine? Yes? Okay. We just had a master class on the 5 steps to success from Aaron. Okay, so the 5 steps to success, and he ended up with a calling for you to set your goal, set your target. Now's the time. There's so much money now. If you're starting now, or if you've never really achieved any of the beginning ranks, it is the time right now, because there's more money for you, more incentive. And yes, it is a one-time bonus, as Aaron said. But let me ask you something. On your journey to diamond, those extra $8,500 you're going to get, would that help you get a little out of debt? If debt is the one thing that holds you back? Or would $8,500 added to your vacation budget, where would that take you and your family? Or what schools would you be able to now send your kids with an extra $8,500? And as you continue to build, make sure that that is continuing residual income. Okay, and the way to do that is to stay on the road, to learn the Neumi 1, 2, 3 and the ABCs. Because if you learn that, you are literally doing and on the track to get you to any of the higher ranks within this company that you want to achieve. Because it's once again what the crowns have done. So you're gonna want to play this back. This will become your notebook, okay, on how to be able to achieve anything you want within Neumi, within the Neumi ecosystem. Okay. And first of all, understand that everything we do in life, we got to learn to do. And I know that some of you have had a lot of experience in this industry from the past, but I will tell you something. Some of it will work, some of it you're going to have to unlearn, okay, and leave behind. Because a lot of times it's those habits that we picked up in other ventures, the ones that are holding us back. So if you come here with a teachable mind, with a mind to be prepared and a mind to get committed, you're going to need to learn to do. And that is, you do that by plugging into the system. The Neumi Academy workshops, everything that has to do corporate related and the proof training by Neumi, you want to be a part of. The Neumi weekly presentations, upline team and specific trainings that you're gonna have. Okay, and some of those are live and some of those are online. But the thing is, plug in. Is it fair to say that if you're gonna make a 6-figure a year residual income, meaning that it's a leveraged income, meaning that what you've already done will continue to pay you for teaching others how to do it, is it fair to say you're gonna need to learn something? Absolutely. And a lot of times, like I said, a lot of individuals go through the learning process, but they don't go to the next step, which is do what you learn. You got to take some action. The action and implementation, I can tell you, has always been on my side. It has always favored me. Okay. I'm a high school graduate. I went to college my first year, and within my 6 months, I said, this isn't what I want to do. This isn't the route I want to take. But that doesn't mean that I wasn't open to being teachable. That means that I didn't want to learn different things. I just got focused in the things that I knew were going to serve me well. And those things were there for everyone, and they only work for the ones that go out and put them into action. So I realized that if I was going to have to move forward and if I wanted to go somewhere, I was going to implement action, go against my fears, go against my doubts, go against the naysayers, do all that. That's what I've done. That literally becomes your superpower, being able to stay on that. But that is the action. Okay, so you need to choose an active mentor, somebody you want to follow that has the results that you want currently. Not that was a legend or that did it in the past or had a very big organization in the past and then hasn't done it now. Things change, times change. We need to learn to adapt. So if you stay within the ecosystem that we created here in Neumi, you will be in an adapting mode because we're constantly getting fed the best platforms, the best information, top of the line tools that will allow you to develop yourself in the individual ways that you may want to take or the routes that you want to take your business. Because as Aaron said, at the end of the day, it is your business. So mind your business by doing and putting the action. Okay. For that, you're going to have to create a list. Create a list that you're going to contact individuals, decide which tools you're going to use to contact one individual, and that list will help you feed what's called the cycles. We will do other trainings where we will explain to you what the cycles are, but it's nothing more than you committing to contacting and prospecting and inviting, okay, a certain number of individuals within a certain period of time. Okay, so become a connector. Connect individuals to the information, connect individuals to the people, connect individuals to the products, because that will be your secret sauce. Okay, is in contact and invite. And after that, you want to learn to teach. Because if you're just doing, you are the machine that's producing. And this is where the leverage comes in. You want to be able to leverage your knowledge by sharing it with others so that others can also go out and succeed as you will. And that develops the system. And that gives you security within your business. So follow an active mentor. Once again, somebody that's doing it, somebody that's not just saying it, somebody that's talking with the tongue of their shoe, not the tongue in their mouth. Okay, that's the one you got to listen to, the one that gives you the action. Continuous ongoing education. That means you're constantly getting trained, you're constantly learning, you're constantly sharpening. Like the event in Barcelona, that's where iron is going to sharpen iron from all over the world. We are coming together from 74 different countries in one place to celebrate our 5th-year anniversary. I want to be there. Okay, that's something I don't want to miss. That's something that definitely is going to give me what I need to go forward and continue to grow and continue to take this to others. But you need to decide that that's how you're going to build your business, and that's what you're going to invest for yourself in your business. So you always counsel with your upline, which is the individual that's guiding you and your mentor, and you get into the duplication zone, which is everybody you're gonna bring into Neumi. As a customer, there's a set of information you want to give them about the product. As a member, there's a set of information you want to give them about the product, and you want to give them about the opportunity. But that is plugging them into the system. And once you do that, you're gonna reach the ranks of 3-star and beyond. 3-star and diamond come at the square of learn to teach. Okay, at that quadrant. So teach to teach is when you're already teaching teachers to do what you've all doing. Not that you've done, what you continue to do, but it's more of a mentorship mode. It's more of a strategic based on experience mode, which takes time, but that generates a residual life. So in essence, you need to learn, do, teach, and repeat. Okay, and teach others to repeat. So I have a question for you. The first one is, isn't just sharing the product enough all on its own? We think that we have such an amazing technology and it's something that we hadn't seen before. I had never had an experience with the level of technology that our products have, just as most everyone has never had that. So since it's a wow for us and the product is a wow product, we think that the product is going to do all the work. And in reality, people move product. Great products retain the people and retain the culture. So we both need each other, but people move product. Okay. And we know that there's an incredible line of products and with a lot more great information coming in Barcelona. And the second question is, absolutely everyone loves me and I can sell anything. Those of you that have that gift to be able to sell, to be able to tap into others or influence others, okay? Do you think that everyone is going to follow you just because you got that charm? Okay, it's interesting. Is that enough? And the last question is, whatever you're doing simple enough that a child could do it? Is whatever you're doing now simple enough that you can teach a child to do it? All right. And that is an interesting question because the biggest sophistication in business is the simplicity you can bring to that business. So remember the 3 P's: product, peoples, and process. And people have personalities. And within people and within personalities, you're going to have to learn what allows others to come and check out the information, what allows others to come and really move forward with a venture like this. Because at the beginning, there's a lot of intangibles. Okay. And when there's intangibles, we can only imagine things. And most of us, at least in my case, I wasn't equipped to imagine always for the best. You know, a lot of times we tend to look at the obstacles that are on the way. So it is important to understand that everybody's the same. So product, people, and processes, the 3 Ps. Success in Neumi is as simple, like I said, as 1, 2, 3 and ABC. Okay, let's start with the 1, 2, 3. You have a fast start guide in your back office that you can literally download and be able to go over everything that I'm going to share with you and be able to have it there, and also check mark it as you go along to make sure that you're following the steps. Because as we've learned from our top mentor, Steve Scott, for you to get the unreachable goal and hit the unreachable goal, that's why you're aiming for the moon. You need to go from wanting to get there and then to setting up targets, as Aaron told us, goals, and then to creating the tasks that need to be achieved and that need to be done in order to achieve those goals. So you're going to have everything there. So I really suggest you download it. So let's start with the Neumi 123. All right. And you're going to have everything also, once again, in your back office that's going to guide you to creating and managing a great prospect list. So first, you're going to connect your prospects. You're going to start out with 3. Right now, the power of 3, as it's being presented under the compensation plan, as it will happen in July, that power of 3 works on 3s. So go out and get your first 3 prospects. That's going to give you an automatic $50 the following month when they reconsume. And you go out and look for 3 more, that's 6. You're going to get $100. And that's additional to everything else that Aaron was mentioning when it comes to commissions and whatnot. Okay, so first, connect with the tools and connect with all those 3. Find 3 people to connect these 3 elements with. Okay, 2, connect to the leaders. It's your upline, it's your support team, it's your leverage. It's those of us that have been around for a while that are willing to set up time within our lives to be able to help you connect with others. So you're learning to do, okay, and as you're learning what to learn, you're learning to learn and you're learning what to do, you're doing with someone that's teaching you. So you're being taught by being shown. So you're going to teach others by showing them. And that's what the magic that happens when you connect to leaders and you learn the tools that you have and you connect them to the products. And I will tell you the percentage of success that you will have by connecting a new prospect, new individual to just 3 elements is going to be off the charts, because we're giving them the information to make a wise, intelligent decision. Okay, so you're going to connect your prospects to the tools. What are the tools? We have a 3-minute HydroStat video you want to get your hands on to be able to watch for yourself, so that then you can send it to others as a mean of bait. Okay, you want to send them the bait so that then we can hook them with the information, so that then they can make like I said, an intelligent, evaluated decision. Okay, so you want to watch that video and have that video as your go-to tool for contacting and prospecting. Neumi Live weekly opportunity overviews every week in the different languages. You can all connect your prospects, okay, to the weekly overview meetings that are happening in the different markets, in the different time zones. I suggest wherever you are, ask your leader when is the weekly call, and if there isn't one happening in your market or within your organization, guess what? Let's get it going. Okay, we can help you start that out. That's what leadership is, helping others and teaching others to set up their foundations. Neumi Live Weekly Opportunity Overview is very important because that's where we expose what we have in our hands to others. Now, Neumi Overview and Overview, these are recordings, pre-recorded assets that we have access to, and they will all be in the Neumi app. We have some of them now in the current app, but I would suggest if you are brand new, wait a couple of weeks and download the app, as it's going to be happening very soon, and you will have everything there updated, including the new compensation plan. Your own team weekly opportunity overview is something that once you've gone through the process of learning and watching and doing and showing and telling, you're going to be able to take the initiative, because at the end of the day, it's your business, and your business is going to produce when you open it. So if you're not open for business, guess what? It's not going to bring volume in. All right. So you open yourself for business by creating weekly opportunity calls for your team, or by scheduling the individuals you're going to be working with that are coming in, joining your team, working with them, setting up live meetings or Zoom meetings or 3-way calls or anything that needs to be done to be able to help them get the information out. Okay. So you want to connect to that. You want to connect to the leaders once you know the tools. A leader is somebody that knows what tools he has and uses them effectively, okay? Because the tools do the work for us. The higher the rank, the more you're leveraging off the tools. So it's not the more you're working yourself, it's the more you're leveraging off the tools that we have here at Neumi. So become a master in your trade by learning what tools you want to use. a three-way phone call or a three-way Zoom with the upline, like I said, it's always available. It's always an incredible way to bring confidence to the new individuals that they're coming into a safe haven where we want to help them achieve success and well-being in three areas of their life, primarily health, okay, health wellness, then financial wellness, and then personal development wellness. Because at the end of the day, your business is going to grow to the extent that you are willing to grow personally. So a key leader in that Zoom introduction to corporate, you always want to do that. If you have a key leader, you want to be able to find a way to be able to introduce everyone in your team that's connecting them to the leaders, all the way up to the corporate leaders, as you saw someone like Aaron. Coffee introduction and upline face to face is always good. What we call a one-on-one, those are always very connecting. Okay, but they're not always allowed because of the time frames and because of the distances and whatnot. But whenever possible, that is definitely a good way to go. Group question and answers for super fast growing teams where you're there making yourself available to help them, tell them how to get over the hurdles that are going to be along the way, and so that they don't waste any time. Okay, so those of us that have come before, we're using our experience to help you minimize your learning curve and be able to achieve faster. Meet the Founder weekly connecting calls. I don't know how many of you have had a chance to connect with a weekly founder call from Steve Scott. And if you haven't, I strongly suggest you take the time to listen to one of the wisest men around. He's definitely one of the wisest men that I've ever personally gotten to know, and he's one of the wisest individuals that you hear about that are out there. I can guarantee you that. And his wisdom comes from having the experience and having achieved, and achieved not for self achievement, but to be able to give to others and help to others. He's got an incredible serving heart. And if you haven't had a chance to hear him, do connect to the Founders Call. That is an amazing tool. And the impact it will have on you, it will also have on your prospects. So you can also add them to the Neumi U Facebook group. It is a community where we're always sharing everything that is going on in Neumi, all the way from achievements to what the products are doing in terms of testimonies. Okay, so make sure you attend all these local events and that you are there willing to connect with individuals so that then you can pass it on to others. And the third one is connect to the products. Okay, tools, upline, team, people, products. Okay, now we're on to the products. Get them registered as a member or as a preferred customer, whichever suits them best. If they want to be incentivized for referring others, definitely as a member, or at least as a retail customer, because you want individuals to get the opportunity to have the experience of how our products work and what they do. And because of the nature of our intellectual property, they're going to be feeling results in a much faster way that they're used to from the traditional ways of consuming nutrients. So at this point, maybe you want to give out someone that you know is a great prospect, that the product is going to do something great in them, and their story is going to maybe possibly influence others or persuade others to check out the information. And that's where your business starts going viral, and that's where you start generating. How many of you would invest a month of a NutraSwish or a Neumi Skin or a Neuro or a Hers, depending what product is available in your market, or a Neumi Hair? How many of you would invest a month of that product if you had a prospect that you knew could lead to a few other people that you want to bring on in your team? So a lot of times, yeah, let's make that investment. You're investing in your business. It's like any other business. The more you invest into it and into yourself, the faster it's going to grow. So I would suggest do that, but be calculated. Don't go out handing out product expecting that the product is going to do the work, because I'll repeat myself. People move products. Okay, so perhaps sell them a bottle. If you're carrying stock with you and you have a few extra products that you want to be able to help move it to them, so that they can help begin the experience immediately by taking our products. And that will help you also get your investment back, which is always a smart idea. And it's a very quick one here if you apply the Neumi system 1, 2, 3. Okay, or you can even loan them bottles. Somebody that signs up, they're going to get 2 products or 4 products or 6 products or however many products they order on their first order. Minimum it has to be 2, okay, for them to become a member. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna maybe say, look, I'll give you this product ahead of time. When you get yours, I'll get it back. Or you can have it shipped to my place. But you're giving them yours. You're giving them yours in the sense that you want them to start the experience now. You don't want to wait the extra 2, 3 days if everything goes well for them to get their product. Okay. And if it takes a little longer, if it's a holiday weekend, or if anything happens, there's a storm or a tornado or an earthquake or whatever, and they end up not getting their product because of a little delay. So it's always very smart to have inventory with you. Okay. You can't move inventory you don't have, but you will move the one you have. So this is the Neumi 1, 2, 3. Now, the secret power is the BAM fam. BAM fam means you book a meeting with someone you've just sat down with, or you've done it any of the which ways that I just mentioned from a meeting. So from that meeting you just sat down, you book another meeting. So who do you know? And one of the questions I like to end with my prospects is, who do you know that could be interested in what we have right now? Or how well do you think you and I could do if we help others to elevate their immune system, have more mental focus almost instantly because of our technology, and we can help them make more money? How well do you think we could do? And ask those questions so that individuals see that this is literally what it's all about. So you book a meeting from a meeting, and everything when you starts uncomfortable. Remember that we're all rookies at something, and a rookie is nothing more than somebody that's unconscious and incompetent. That was me when I started this industry. I had no clue about you don't know what you don't know, right? So I had no clue about how to really get going in this industry. I knew I wanted it, but I was incompetent. So that means I had to prepare myself. Remember, life is always going to reward those that are prepared. And so just be prepared. When preparedness and opportunity meet, that's where the teacher shows up. So you need to prepare yourself. And that I understood. So I consciously started to become a little more competent, but I was still incompetent, right? And I think that we all go through this process. So from rookie, you go to being a pro. But you need to go through the rookie steps, the learning curve, go through the rookie mistakes, which are fine. I encourage you to make mistakes. I encourage you to make all the mistakes possible until you learn not to repeat those mistakes, and you learn how to get around those mistakes. Okay, so eventually we become conscious about what we have, and that happens with time, and we become competent. And that becomes from our preparedness and our readiness and our commitment, how much we're willing to learn. And the next one is unconscious competence. When you've already done it, you've been going through the drills, you've already put the actions, you've already generated the results you want. So you just keep repeating the same pattern, and the pattern keeps producing to the point where you're in automatic, where you go out and you're not thinking about the fear that you have about prospecting someone, because that has become automatic, and you just now talk to individuals wherever you are, and you're able to ask them open-ended questions to the point where you can evaluate if they are someone that you would want to work with, as Aaron said, and want to build the team with, and would want to invest time with them to be able to help them. Okay, so now let's discuss the ABCs. Once again, you can find all of this in your back office as your checkpoint. The A is direct individuals to the app. Okay, I would suggest, once again, in about 2 to 3 weeks, I understand that we should already start to be able to download our new app. You want to wait for that if you're new, okay? But you do want to direct individuals to the app, because the app is your assistant. It is literally your assistant. Everything will be there. It is your assistant with your data bank of information from Neumi there. B is directing to the bonus, directing to the compensation plan. This compensation plan meetings that we do, where we just show you how to break it down so you can understand how to reach those targets that Aaron was talking about. And C, directing to that community. So once again, it's all about you being a connector. It's not you being the hamster that's spinning the wheel all the time. Okay, it's not about that. This is about working smart. And you direct your members to the ABC. A, direct them to the app. Once again, you're going to download the app, practice the Neumi 1, 2, 3 sequence within the app. It will allow you to send information, connect individuals to the product, to the upline, and connect individuals to the opportunity. Practice sending out a video from the app. Practice with your significant other, or practice with a family member, or practice with your kids, or with your parents, with your grandparents. Just practice, get good at it. Okay, because everything we do for the first time, we need to take an extra step because there's always fear trying to hold us back. But the hardest step is always the first one. Okay, and if you don't take the second one, you never get out of that first one, but you gotta move forward. So practice sending out the video, work with your new person on their invitation, teach them how to invite, be by their side, give them that comfort that you are being given at the very beginning here with the individuals that you're partnered up with, and teach them the right questions to ask, and learn that from that meeting you book another meeting, because success in this industry and in this company will always come from helping someone to help someone to help someone to help someone. How many someones? Everyone. Okay, so now you direct your members to the bonus. You want to teach them the simplicity of the power of three. Imagine this: you go out and sponsor 3 individuals, sign up 3 individuals, and automatically the next month they repurchase their product, their monthly active product, which is 100 points at 1-to-1, which is unheard of in this industry nowadays, and you will get $50. Now if they get 6, okay, then you will get $100. And when they sign up 9 personals that continue every month just to repurchase their product, you get $250 every month from 9 individuals that you personally signed up. Okay. Some of those, as Aaron said, may have been placed, okay, within your organization to help a like-minded individuals to work together, but the system will still recognize you brought them in. And as long as you were the one that brought them in, and you have 9 that keep doing their consumption every month, you'll get $250 right there, plus everything else that comes with that, along with that in the compensation plan. So explain the power of the duplication system. That will lead you to get to 1 star, which is generate the $5,000. And there you go. You're on your way. Not only are you getting product for free, okay, but you're also building, and you want to get to a point where you're building 6 teams, okay, 6 teams, helping them grow, not just 3, because 3 will get you to diamond, but 6 will give you all the requirements that you need to get to all the top ranks within this company, okay? So now you want to direct them to the community, which is the C. The B is the bonus, the C is the community. Introduce them to their support line. Introduce them at the events. Help them book meetings where they're going to have the support at those meetings from individuals. Okay? Add Neumi members. If you add Neumi members and plug them to the system, that addition will multiply. Okay, and you want to create a multiplication leveraged community where everyone is helping everyone and staying within the confinements of each and everyone's organization. Submit testimonies of the products you're going to be getting to Neumi New Group to be able to add to our database of products that are every day we're getting new products and new testimonies. Not new products, new testimonies on what our products are doing. And determine the level of intensity, cycles versus a launch. You're going to learn to do cycles, and the cycles will keep you focused in achieving those targets. As I said, that's what you will learn to do. And we're going to teach you how to launch your business. Okay? Not just tell others about it, but launch it. And we have tools, okay, that you will always continue to use from day one. So learn and become a master of the tools. Remember to have fun while you do this, because if there's something that you're really missing out on, is the fun that we have as we succeed, as we help others, as we learn together, as we go through our learning curve together. Okay, so remember, connect your prospects, connect to the tools, connect to the leaders, connect to the products, and have fun while you're doing it, and direct your members to the ABC. A is the app, B is the bonus, C is the community. Contact versus inviting. What is contacting really? Being able to tell others efficiently about what you have in your hands, not from word of mouth necessarily, but from the tools that we have. Okay, so keep an archive of all the lists that you have. Don't meet individuals with the Neumi agenda in your head already. Become friends with individuals. Ask them about their family. Ask them about their occupation. Ask them about their recreation. What do they like to do, or they would like to do if they had the time and money to be able to do it. Because one of the things we teach you is you want to design a life that's gonna accommodate to how you would feel you're successful. For me, that is being able to take my daughter to school every morning and be able to pick her up every afternoon when I go get her. That to me is success, and be able to spend time with her, and to be able to also have my business and take care of my business and be able to tend to the individuals that we're building with. Okay. And as Aaron said, eventually be able to live as I'm able to do so now in some of the best zip codes in the world because of the Neumi opportunity, to be able to travel around the world and not be thinking about how much it's costing me, but really be thinking about we're having fun doing this and I want to continue to do what I'm doing, okay, which is really just inviting others to come and see what we have so that they can live a life of, um, it's called a life of exemplary excellence, okay, because it's all by example and you generate that. Okay, so invite someone to watch the Neumi tools, watch them yourself before you send it out to others. Learn your tools. When you have objections, you want to do it, use 3 calls, because somebody has already achieved or is achieving along the ranks at Neumi has the experience to be able to help you get others through the objections. And for the most part, objections are all the same. Okay. But if we can help them get to that, we create something that's called a perceptual shift. And the perceptual shift is going to shift them by the information we're giving them. But we need to know what information connects with them the most. Do they like videos? Do they like audios? Do they like Zoom meetings? Do they like calls? Whatever it is. Okay. So make sure that you follow the guidelines of the person, of the active mentor that is helping you, and I can guarantee you you will be successful. You're gonna ask questions. When are you free to talk? If I send you information, would you be able to watch it now? If they say no, I can't watch it now, send it over anyways, guess what? Don't send it, because they're not gonna watch it. It's gonna get backed up and they'll forget about it, and then you're gonna think you've already done your work and they're just not interested. Nah. If you want to do it with the right timing, it's like anything we do in life. You're not gonna have a surgeon perform surgery before time. After time, it's too late, or before time. It's all about the timing too, and understanding those patterns in individuals' lives by just seeing how you are. Because sometimes I get information on my WhatsApp, and I'm busy doing something else, and then you get caught up and come to see it 2 3 days later, you realize you've gotten a message. All right, so it's something that has to do with human conduct. So if we're able to understand that, you're going to connect with more individuals, and at the end of the day, it's all about connecting. Okay, so this is the road to 1 star, and this is what you're going to do to get to 1 star. But the good news is it's also what you're going to continue to do to get to diamond and beyond. So it's been a pleasure for me to have shared with you. Thank you, Corp, for putting this calls together, because I know that this is huge. It is part of the system, and it's what you want to connect your individuals to as you're signing them up. And you got to pinch yourself to understand and really wake up to understand what Neumi has put in our hands. It is the time. It is now. Everything, this is what I consider myself to. Everything that I've done in the past, Sergio, was just getting prepared. It's like the every 4 year Olympics, every 4 year World Cup. You prepare for 4 years for the actual moment. Guess what? Now's the time. This is what we've been preparing for. And if you just joined the team, you came in, you lucky dog, because you came in at the right time with all the right elements and you nailed it. Perfect timing. So now let's just go out and get this done. I'll see everyone in Barcelona. You don't want to miss that, okay? You want to be able to be there and see firsthand everything that Neumi is going to unveil for us for our own good. So thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Sergio. Scott family, I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Alex, thank you so much. Well said, my friend. Very powerful words today, and thank you for that vision and that training and the way you and Aaron both explained things today. I took a lot of good things in, and I can't wait for July next month so that we can all be together in Barcelona. Thanks for joining the call. To finish today, please join me in recognizing these wonderful members that had rank advancements in the month of May. And after this, we will go ahead and end this call. Thank you for joining. Take care and much success to you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, apologies, there was no sound on the end there. We'll fix that technical glitch next time. Now, as we wrap up, I just want to say one important thing, which was not mentioned by Sergio at the end of the call, but I just saw it seconds ago talking to him directly. Guess what? Next week, you don't want to miss Members Night. That's all I'm going to say. Because next week on Members Night, Ryan will be coming on and there'll be something given to you on a silver platter in your hands that is going to transform your business that we've been waiting for quite some time. So right now, do me a favor, go back to every single downline in your team and say, whatever you do, reserve 6 p.m. Mountain Time next week. Do not miss it. You need to be on because we're going to get a Christmas present very early and you'll all want to see that because it's going to make a transformational difference to your business. So with that in mind, great session from Alex and